everyone. In my last two videos, I have discussed the chapter Atomic Nucleus. So before moving ahead, today I would like to discuss the question answers that are given at the back of your chapter. And in this video, along with the explanation of the question answers, you will also get some exercises for your practice work. So let's move ahead towards the question answer at the back of your chapter. Let's start your exercise with the objective questions. In the first set of objective questions, you can see that there are certain MCQs. Let's see the solution of those MCQs. First, radioactivity is a options are given: chemical phenomena, electronic phenomena, atomic phenomena, nuclear phenomena. The answer would be nuclear phenomena, that is D. Second one, the radioactive radiation that suffers maximum deflection in magnetic field. See, in magnetic field we have seen I have also explained in the previous videos that maximum deflection occurs in beta particle because of their light weight. So the answer would be B, beta particle. Third one, alpha particle is equivalent to, alpha particle is what? It's equivalent to doubly ionized helium ion. So it's option D. Fourth one, the radioactive nucleus with X with atomic mass A and atomic number Z emits a beta particle and then alpha particle to form Y. See, when it is emitting beta particle first, so that means there will be no change in the atomic mass, but the atomic number will increase. So once the X emits beta particle, the atomic mass will remain same as A and atomic number will become Z plus 1. Then alpha particle is emitted. So your A will become A minus 4 because it will be reduced by 4 units and the atomic number will be reduced by 2 units. So it was Z plus 1 minus 2, that is Z minus 1. So your answer would be A, that is A minus 4, Z minus 1. We have discussed this particular question in your previous video also, where we have seen the step-by-step solution of this problem. Number 5. In nuclear reactor, the energy transformation occurs. See here, they are given electrical energy to nuclear energy, nuclear to electrical, heat to light and sound to nuclear energy. So according to the options given, the correct option should be answer B, that is nuclear to electrical. But actually, the nuclear energy is first transformed to thermal energy, followed by mechanical energy, and finally electrical energy. So in nuclear reactor, the nuclear energy does not directly get converted to or transformed to electrical energy. Clear? Next, we'll go ahead with the certain fill in the blanks. First, no change in dash occur in beta decay. What would be the answer? Mass number. Radioisotope of dash is used to determine the age of archaeological specimens, that is carbon isotope C14. Dash is the fuel used in atom bomb. It's uranium-235. Nuclear dash takes place in sun. It's fusion. Clear? Coming to the true false. Gamma rays are electromagnetic waves like X-ray and light. Correct? It's true. A beta particle is heavier than alpha particle. False. Because alpha particle has mass number much more than that of the beta particle. You have seen that what is the mass of alpha particle? It's around 4 times the mass of a proton. And in case of your beta particle, the mass is that of an electron, which is much less. So beta particle is not heavier than alpha particle, so it's false. Third one, the emission of gamma rays has no effect on the charge or mass number of the nucleus. Yes, it's true, because gamma rays doesn't have any charge. In nuclear reactors, nuclear energy is converted to heat energy. This is actually true, because first in nuclear energy, the heat energy, the thermal energy is being converted, then followed by mechanical, and then finally it's electrical. So logically, in your book, the answer is given as false, but I think this answer should be true, because in the first level of conversion, nuclear energy is converted to heat energy. Number 5th, Chernobyl accident happened on 26th April 1986, Ukraine, Russia. It's true. Next, move to the next part, that is the match the following. Here in column 1 and 2, we are getting alpha radiation. Alpha radiation can be matched with column 2 as 2 protons and 2 neutrons. That's why it's mass number 4, right? In fission, it is the target nucleus split into lighter nuclei. That is number 5. Fusion, that is the lighter elements combine. That is number 4. Binding energy is the measure in terms of million electron volt. The number 1. Correct? Next one. Answer in one word or one sentence. The first question is, which deviates more, alpha or beta particle? This I have explained you a number of times. Beta particles deviates more because its mass is less than alpha particle. It's lighter. That's why it deviates more. Second one, which one of the radiation is not affected by magnetic field? It is gamma particles, or the radiations is not affected by the magnetic field because they are uncharged particle. Hence, do not experience any force when passing through the lines of magnetic field. Now see, in this question, I have given the reason also. But according to your marking system, this type of questions are of only 1 marks. And which one of the radiation is not affected by magnetic field? You will write only gamma particle or radiation is not affected by the magnetic field. But if the same question is given under 2 marks category, then you have to give this explanation. So I have explained or given the reason along with it. So from this because part, you will write if the question is asked for 2 marks. Or if the answer is for 1 marks, then you will just write till magnetic field. Clear? Third question, compare the ionizing power of alpha, beta and gamma radiations. See again, in this question, since it's a 1 mark question, just you will write the red marked area. That is, the alpha radiation is, the ionizing power is maximum, about 10,000 times of gamma radiation. Beta radiation, its ionizing power is less than alpha, but that is about 1 by 100 that of the alpha particle. And gamma radiation, its ionizing power is least. But the blue part, that is the reasoning that what I have given, is again for if the question is asked for 2 or 3 marks question. Clear? Because if it's a 2 or 3 marks question, then you have to give the reasoning. Clear? Next is your question number 4. What does it say is that what happens to the atomic number of an element when it emits an alpha particle? See, on emission of an alpha particle from an element, the atomic number decreases by 2 units. That's it. It's only a 1 mark question, so I'll write just this much. Number 5, name the isotope used in the study of circulation of blood. Again, this type of question is only for 1 mark. So here you'll write radioactive sodium isotope, and don't forget to give the atomic mass and atomic number of sodium. That is 24 is the mass number of sodium with atomic number 11 is used in the study of circulation of blood. Number 6 question, what is the energy needed to separate the nucleus into its constituent nucleons. So the energy is required to separate the nucleus into its constituent nucleons is the total binding energy of the nucleus. See, the energy by which the nucleus is bound together is the total binding energy. So definitely that much amount of energy would be required if you want to separate the nucleons or separate the nucleus particles. So therefore the energy required to separate the nucleus into its constituent nucleons would be the total binding energy of the nucleus. Clear? Next come to the short answer type question, that is the 2 marks question. First question is, what is radioactivity? Here the definition, a proper definition would be the property for which some elements with higher atomic mass disintegrate spontaneously in any state, elemental or compound, to produce atoms of new elements and are associated with radiation of special kind of invisible rays, that is alpha, beta or gamma rays, independent of temperature, pressure or any other external factors. These property or phenomena is called radioactivity. Here we have covered up all the aspects of radioactivity. The next question, this question we have already discussed in our previous videos also. So I'm just moving ahead with its answer. In the first one we are seeing that the mass number is being reduced by 4 units and the atomic number is reduced by 2 units. So definitely the emission will be an alpha particle. And in the second one we are seeing the mass number is remaining same and the atomic number is increased by 1 unit. Therefore it is emitting a beta particle. The whole of this explanation has been already done in our previous video. Third one, define nuclear fission. So the process in which heavy nucleus, when bombarded with slow moving neutrons, is broken into 2 or more lighter nuclei accompanied with a release of tremendous amount of energy, we call it nuclear fission. Example, the fission of uranium-235 isotope by slow moving neutron. Here we have seen your whole of this equation. The reaction is given over here that uranium-235 when bombarded with slow moving neutron, it emits barium, krypton with 3 more neutrons and a tremendous amount of energy. Clear? And one more thing, with the definition of nuclear fission, this reaction is very important. Don't forget to give the example along with the reaction if the definition of nuclear fission is asked. Next question they have asked, that is define nuclear fusion. So again, the process by which 2 light nuclei like hydrogen are combined or fused together at a very high temperature, that is about 10 to the power 6 Kelvin, above 10 to the power 6 Kelvin, and form a stable heavier nucleus accompanied with the release of tremendous amount of energy is called nuclear fusion. Here certain reactions are given, like your 2 isotopes of hydrogen when it is combining to form helium, giving tremendous amount of energy. Here I have given 3 different combinations of hydrogen to form helium along with the emission of energy. Fifth one, to initiate nuclear fusion, nuclear fission is compulsory. Why? This is a very, very important question, that to start or initiate nuclear fusion, why nuclear fission is compulsory. See, one very important aspect about this question is that when nuclear fusion has to be started, it requires a huge amount of energy, and that huge amount of energy is being supplied by nuclear fission. So how we will write the answer? The nuclear fusion reaction takes place at a very high temperature, that is about 10 to the power 7 degrees Celsius. Due to this fact, nuclear fusion is also called thermonuclear reaction. Such a high temperature can result only from a nuclear fission reaction. There is no other way to supply so much high amount of temperature, right? So because once started, the energy released is sufficient enough to maintain the high temperature to fuse more nuclei, and the reaction continues. That is why nuclear fission initiates nuclear fusion. Clear? Next, coming to the long type answer. The first question is, see in this question though it's a long type, so the answers would be a bit long, the explanation would be there, so I cannot help it out to reduce this answer. Now let's say, explain why radioactivity is considered as a nuclear phenomena. Give example. So there are 4 criterias under which we can say that the radioactivity is considered to be a nuclear phenomena. The first 2 criterias are very, very, very important. So don't miss the first 2 criterias. What does the first criteria says? The nuclear force holds the nucleons together in the nucleus of an atom. So as the number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus increases, the nuclear force also increases up to the element with atomic number 82. Till atomic number 82 this happens. Now beyond atomic number 82, there is an imbalance of proton and neutron as compared to a stable nucleus. So the increase in the nuclear force does not keep pace with the increase in the repulsive force. So thus the nucleus of an atom becomes unstable, and in order to stabilize itself, such a heavy nucleus spontaneously emits radiation out of the nucleus. This is one proof why radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena. Second, it has been observed that the rate of disintegration of radioactive elements remain unaffected by any physical or chemical changes. So any physical or chemical changes do not affect the disintegration of the radioactive element. Thus, the phenomena of radioactivity cannot be due to the orbital electrons revolving around the nucleus, which could be easily affected by such changes. Third one, in the nucleus, beta particles are emitted by disintegration of neutrons. Thus, in case of beta decay, a neutron is changed into proton and electron accompanied by an antineutrino which has no charge and negligible mass. And after the emission of alpha and beta particles, the nuclei of the element acquires a state of excitation where they possess excess energy which is released in the form of gamma radiations, and the excited nucleus comes to their ground state. And they have asked for example also. So I have given 2 examples where I have shown the emission of alpha particle and beta particle. Coming to the next question. Compare alpha, beta and gamma radiations with relevance to the properties charge, mass, penetrating and ionizing power. So this type of question, it is very much fruitful if you make a tabulation system and explain this thing what I have done over here. See the tabulation. The properties: alpha radiation, beta radiation and gamma radiation. Charge: in alpha radiation 2 unit positive charge, in beta radiation 1 unit negative charge, and in gamma radiation no charge. In case of mass, alpha radiation is 4 times the mass of the proton, in beta radiation equal to the mass of electron, and gamma radiation it is no mass. In penetrating power, alpha radiation is very small, whereas beta radiation is larger than that of the alpha particles, and in case of gamma radiation it's very large, that is up to a few hundred meters in air. Regarding the ionizing power, it's in alpha radiation it is maximum, in beta radiation it is less than alpha but more than gamma, and in gamma radiation it is the least. Clear? This I have already explained in my last videos also. So question number 3 says, explain the occurrence of chain reaction during nuclear fission. Fine, this is one of the most important question for your exam. So here also to explain chain reaction, I have taken the same example that I have taken earlier. That is, when a slow moving neutron is bombarded over uranium, it splits into barium and krypton, followed with 3 neutrons and a tremendous amount of energy. So all of this reaction can be explained diagrammatically as, due to this influence of a neutron, the uranium atom is broken down into barium and krypton, along with 3 set of neutrons are liberated. Now each neutron again causes a disintegration of single uranium atoms at its own point, followed by again liberation of 3 set of neutrons. So this system goes on. So I've tried to write the whole process in this way, that a single neutron causing fission in an uranium nucleus produces 3 neutrons accompanied by 2 comparatively lighter segments of barium and krypton. The 3 neutrons produced in the reaction disintegrates 3 more uranium nuclei, then 9 neutrons are produced, which in turn can produce fission of 9 more uranium-235 nuclei and so on. Thus, a chain reaction would start, and within a few moments, a tremendous amount of energy will be liberated. Clear? The fourth one. Nuclear fission initiates nuclear fusion. Okay, this answer we have already done in a previous question of short type. So that answer will be same that I have written in the first para. And in the second part, they have mentioned 2 nuclear accidents. So here I have mentioned the Chernobyl accident and Fukushima accident. First Chernobyl accident that happened in a nuclear power plant accident occurred in 26 April 1986 in Ukraine, that's somewhere in Russia. At that time it was an undivided Russia. So this happened when while operating the plant at a very low power, the reactors became highly unstable and the hot radioactive fuel substances came out and as a steady steam explosion and spread radiation that causing death of about 2,000 people. And more devastating accident occurred in Fukushima, that's in Japan, occurred in 11 March 2011, which was not a human error, rather it's a natural calamity that after a massive earthquake and a tsunami, the plant's emergency power generators in the basement, they were flooded, and that caused the leakage of the radioactive substances into the environment, killing about 19,000 people, and about 1 lakh people were evacuated from their houses. Clear, children? So this was all about your question answers, and here I have given some exercises for you to practice. So this is some multiple choice question. Actually, these are the snaps I've taken from some other books which are followed under your syllabus. So for your practicing purpose, I'm giving these questions. So I'm keeping these questions in your screen for a few seconds, but don't worry, you'll get the PDF of these questions in your WhatsApp group. So from there you can write it and then make up the answers. Okay. And in this part, I think some answers of the MCQs are also given for your help. See to it, verify whether they are correct or not. And this is another set of questions. So there are a pretty set of questions for your practice. So I hope it's clear. So you have understood the question answers that we discussed. One thing more, please write down the question answers in your notebook along with the exercises given. Another thing, for any clarification regarding any question if you do not understand, please let me know on the WhatsApp group so that I can discuss it over there. And the exercises that you will be seeing in the video over here, you'll get a PDF format of the same in your WhatsApp group. Clear? So till then, stay at home, stay safe.